Welcome to the latest edition of the Monday Kickoff with the Real Band Dramas. And today we'll be talking about some of the big results in the EPL, what happened in La Liga, Barca winning the championship, and then UCL, like kind of previewing some of the games. Talk about a bit of Bundesliga and some of the stuff that's happening off the field. I think there's one place to start, that is in the Emirates, Brighton versus Arsenal.
Oh no!
Oh my God! Arsenal is gonna win. They're gonna win every game. It's gonna be hard for Man City. 3-0. Shut up! I'm sick and tired of hearing of Arsenal, and it ends now today. I'm sick and tired of it. Like I was hoping Newcastle did it, and they didn't do it. Sure, Brighton. I was hoping they did it, and they actually done it. That's all I can ask for. 3-0. Shut up. Like fight for second place over there. We're done talking about this now.
Our fairness, you never believed in that they could see it through. I remember you even questioning
Arteta. Yeah, I just remember that one.
Yes. And even I'm gonna be quiet about Arteta because I mean, after all, Arsenal is a better team with him on there, right?
Yeah.
But like I said, the wins that they were getting and the run that they were having, they were getting away with games sometimes that they should have not. They were not convincing. If anybody stepped up and said, I'm gonna challenge you, Arsenal, they got it.
Yeah.
Facts, yeah.
So from eight like a point of the lead, and now I don't even know how far back they are, but it's over.
With the game in hand for City, innit?
Yes.
Oof.
And so I'm done talking about Arsenal.
It's done, man.
Yeah, what do you make of the game, sir?
Brighton dominated those more foods. And the stupid thing is, okay, prior to this, like this season, earlier in the season, they were solid in the back because of Saliba. He needs a calm head to calm down Gabriel and a good player who can actually defend and pass the ball out. I'm sorry, Rob Holding, but whoosh, man them. And the other guy, what's the other guy they played? Kivio or something? Those two man thems.
Bro, do you see what happened in the first goal? This guy, he gets a kind of like clip on his ankle.
Yeah.
And he goes down, like in the box, in the hit of the moment, he goes down, and then the ball's played back in, and the shortest guy in the field can head the ball in. I'm like, bro, like, you're in the Premier League. Get up and then see the play through.
Facts, bro. What's, this is one of the reasons I respect Walker. Do you remember the Euros, or was it the World Cup? A while back, 2018 World Cup, or the Euros after that. He's playing 3 men in the back. They shoot the ball literally right at his balls. He gets up, clears the ball, and then he goes down.
Exactly.
Like, the fuck?
Read the moment, the weight of the moment. You guys are still trying to keep your fairy tale going, which has already been shut
It's
up.
been shut up.
You know what I mean? But yeah, Brighton coach, who's this guy? Deserby.
Yep.
Man, the composure playing from the back, like the class of the 2 center backs. Everyone just like knows exactly what they're doing.
They do their job.
And the thing is, they're not necessarily players. Like, there's players on the team in Brighton that are amazing quality, and bigger teams will steal them. But the likes of and I always give this guy credit, but let's be honest, he's 30-something. He's not going to be stolen by anyone. Lewis Dunk, Adam Webster.
33 now.
He's like 33 now. Like, you know, the older guys who you don't see them and you think like they're good. Like, you're like, oh, you're an average Joe.
Prospect.
Or they started with
Prospect at 30.
Prospect at 33, bro.
I
think it's low young. Nah.
Maybe 27, 28.
It's because no one gives him. I just talk about him like he's an underrated center back in the league. It's the same thing with like Tarkowski and Ben Mee. They're underrated in the Premier League, but let's be honest, they're too old for any team to go, let's invest in this guy.
Yeah.
But somehow Deserby, and before I was on the page that Deserby was just taking over from Potter and keeping it. But this, like, since March, his imprint has been so clear.
Yeah.
And it's so good. Because even Sanchez, the keeper, he's not playing as much. Jason Steele is playing.
That guy had, like, balls of steel.
Literally, bro.
I gotta say, bro. The time whenever Arsenal were pressing him, and he was so composed, and his passes out the back, I'm like, how did you find this man so cleanly?
And you know the stupid thing? Jason Steele is a failed championship keeper.
For real.
Relegated with Sunderland, man.
Bro, I was looking at that thinking, like, yeah, some teams are going to steal this man in a year or two.
They will.
It's
They're
just a matter
doing
of
some
time.
stuff, you know?
I also got to go to, there's a man that I've stood for in this past year, or like past times. Saka. I've stood and
Hey, I'm sorry for the outburst, bro.
I
Yes.
was doing and like put myself on the line. And
did you
people
get out
were
of it?
questioning me like, when the game needs saving, where is he?
Where is he?
He did take on that guy and he did defend a little bit. How about in the back today? But he still,
Wasn't
I think, he
enough.
needs another year or so of this high level football where they're competing for something real to kind of like prove himself.
Yeah, congrats for admitting. Star boy.
Oh, I've been waiting for this.
Next
Oh.
season,
Sure.
Next
Next
season,
season.
sure. If they have money to make sure they
yeah.
build that squad.
Actually, speaking of Starboy, I think that's a really good transition into United.
We
There was a young Starboy, he came back.
wish. Let's just say Viva Ganacho. Come on, baby.
Hey now.
What you about
He
to
scored. He scored. That's what's
say?
important.
What you about to
He
say?
could have missed that
He could have missed that.
in the approach. There were safer, easier ways to do that.
I don't mind it. Okay,
No,
because
yes,
of-
There is that
Yeah,
excitement
it's
from it a little
Yeah.
bit, you know.
It's hard to knock on a goal after all.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that could have gone wrong, man. That's what I'm saying.
It,
That
it,
could
it
have
could
gone
have,
wrong.
but the beauty of it is
Is that it didn't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
So good for him. Yeah.
And I mean, coming in, this is his first game back from injury.
Yeah.
18-year-old kid, Old Trafford. You're trying to fight for top three. You bottled the past 3 games. We needed that goal.
Yeah.
Just something small there.
Especially after Anthony's
That
misses.
push.
Oh.
Wrong, poor decision making, and then when you are decide to be selfish, you're gonna miss. Disgusting.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be
fellas.
selfish, you have to score the goal. No negotiations.
Like, I feel like some of the misses he had were in the box.
Yeah.
It reminds me of someone, like, he's one of those players that in the box, they really don't know what to do. Because he can do that shot a little bit outside the
Outside,
box.
yeah.
But once he gets inside,
Yeah,
you thought
it's
you think
done.
it's easier, but I
The pressure. And then-
'Cause-
disapprove.
I think, and this is going to be a bold statement. Next season, everyone will get to see Anthony clearly, right?
While you're talking about Anthony, there's also, I've been seeing on Twitter a lot of chatter about Ahmad Diallo.
Oh,
So there's going to be competition.
That's next season. I'm actually excited.
Yeah.
Regardless of if we get money or not, because that left side is going to be Rashi and what's his face, Sancho. If he can pick his form back up,
Yeah.
right? That's a good on paper. That looks good,
Yeah.
Right?
right? Right side, I think we should sign someone else more experienced too. But you have Anthony and then Diallo's coming back. And
You
then
want
Felice.
somebody else there?
I want someone else older, more clinical in nature. If you're not gonna go sign someone like Kane or Osimhen, which
Yeah.
Osimhen is definitely not coming at this point, but you sign someone like Kane, put them up top, then you can go Anthony on the right side. But if you're not gonna sign someone like that, Martial is gonna be the main striker next year. Sign a fucking right winger. We
Yeah.
need that on that side, and then Anthony and Ahmad can compete with that guy. Because
I seen
Anthony,
his goal, actually.
Ahmad's goal this weekend.
Yeah, from that, it wasn't a free kick, but it was like a play from a
Play
free
for
kick.
free kick. Yeah, he's been killing it up at Sunderland.
Nice. Alright, fellas, let's go to City. City today, they could have stumbled, but those boys are just moving. And
Who that?
they could have, because there's people, it's a hard place to go. Everton.
True, Merced Derby.
Merse-
I said Merced Derby.
Oh, hard play there.
What's their stadium called? Goodison Park.
Goodison Park,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a
Hard place to go to for who?
It's
Go
usually
forever,
deemed as a hard
you know?
place to go,
Yeah.
and especially with the coach Daichi there, it's
I told you
he's
that
a-
it was. He's good.
by the book.
I respect that coach.
Yeah.
He's good. Nothing there. But I think to come in a team and expect a result so soon from him
it's a big ass.
against Man
Yeah.
City, no. We're talking about polished. Like it was a clean game.
Yeah.
Clean
Yeah.
game. So you know,
In
I
all
don't think there's
fairness-
nothing much there.
No, I agree. I think in all fairness, Daichi's goal, honestly, this season should just be ensuring they're safe from relegation.
Yeah.
So losing that game against City, everyone expects it, man. No one's gonna. And I know we're having chat. Oh, can Daichi's Everton do this? But everyone expects City to.
I needed them to
ruin any
stumble a
team.
little bit.
I know.
You just want Arsenal to-
Everyone, listen. I know you sitting at home. You were hoping that Man City doesn't do it. That maybe fairy tale Arsenal they win, whoop de woo, whatever. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
It's not
Make
gonna-
peace with it. Man City is taking the EPL. They're not gonna lose. I don't think they're gonna lose any game. They might draw.
They have Chelsea next,
They have Chelsea and Brighton
Chelsea,
still
yeah.
to
so
play.
that's a win against Chelsea.
Yeah,
Chelsea's
I mean,
easy win.
no negotiations.
Brighton might be a
Really
little
tricky.
tougher. Yeah.
I can see a draw coming out of that, but it just depending on how the Champions League is going as well.
Yeah,
So,
and that back line for Brighton, like they're solid, they're good. Don't get me wrong, but they're breakable.
They could
And
be
the
tested.
City's team might be a
Anyone
little
is a threat.
problem.
man.
That's what I'm realizing, honestly. City need to be, like, the team that needs to beat City has to be automatic.
Yeah.
When Liverpool was constantly going head to head with them, they were automatic.
Yep.
Right now, there's
Not
really
as
no
much,
Premier League
right?
teams that are automatic at this point.
Yeah, I want to keep that table that for later for later discussion actually
Yeah.
about City. But let's go on. Southampton relegated. I know you have a soft spot for
I got
Southampton, their
something.
recruitment.
Yeah.
You know what they've done lately.
Wish they've done.
Bye-bye.
They've always been. You know when you have that small team, the underdog team that's always in your heart,
Yeah.
bro. From Adam Lallana days, Ricky Lambert, like bro, I've
They
always.
gave us Monday. They gave us
Mane.
BVD, Van Dijk.
They gave us what's his face? I mean, they've given us Ward Prowse, even though he's not special like that. But those free kicks
Yeah.
have been something of class
Yeah.
to watch.
And I know there's a couple of people looking at World Prize right now
Oh
to
yeah.
steal.
Oh yeah, and you know he's definitely not staying. That team is about to get ransacked for a bunch of those guys.
You reckon he's a captain? He gotta see
Nah,
the
nah,
shit
bro.
out.
I see the point is coming, especially from a loyalty guy. You
No.
go back on the second level and
Yeah.
be loyal over there.
But that's the thing. If this was 2004, even 1990, I'd have said he would stay. This is 2023. Players care about their bank. This man is about to go 50% of whatever his wages are now. He's gonna cut that in half. That is gonna
That's
be a
big,
tough
man.
one. You know, and maybe they don't sell him, but they might loan him out. Because that's what some
Yeah.
teams that get relegated do. They loan them out to keep them for next season when they come back up.
Fair
so
enough.
we'll see what happens.
All right, another result that was, I think, let's go to the Newcastle one because you guys were challenging me this week about Newcastle. My point of view was against Arsenal, they performed and they got unlucky. Even this game, they were up 2-0 and then they got packed back. But it happens.
Choke jobs.
It's not choking
Choke
if you
jobs.
still perform.
Nah, bro.
See, Arsenal today choked. They've choked recently, all this game.
But you see, Newcastle is as capable as Brighton to do it.
Yeah.
It's just the stage defeated them. They just couldn't rise to the occasion because Brighton could have done the same thing.
You
They
can
played
say
well.
they didn't rise if they performed. They
I
performed,
know.
but they just didn't get lucky like Brighton. Brighton's
Everton performed.
We're coming back to the shoulda, coulda, wouldas
Yeah.
of football. Nah, that's
Everton
BS.
performed, but now we know the result 3-0.
Exactly.
It wasn't a blowout. They tried, you know.
They tried.
But it's like you can't just look at the score, like especially at what that Newcastle versus Arsenal one. Newcastle really showed like character and you know,
I'm not
a
negating
fight.
that. They
Character in
they
winning
just
you
were
games,
not
bro.
enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't enough for that
They are
game.
not Brighton.
But I'm
They're not
sure glad
clutch
if they
like that.
played like again,
Wasn't enough for yesterday either. I'm just saying.
Yes,
but they didn't lose.
it's going down now.
Alright. Let
Yeah.
me
They're gonna be top 4.
prediction right now.
We could, like-
top 4 is City, Arsenal, United, Liverpool.
Before real.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Newcastle, they have hard games coming, man. They're
They
choking.
do have hot games, but
They're choking.
they have decent form. Not
Decent
form?
Sorry, they didn't lose this last game.
Okay.
They didn't lose this last game.
Correct.
But
Against the
they
Chelsea,
have a
that's down.
level-headed coach, like who is very smart guy. Like he knows exactly.
Eddie Howe
what
is
to
a
do.
very good coach.
Yeah.
Quality coach. And they have quality players, don't get me
Do
wrong.
they have Chelsea coming up?
I think they have
do.
Chelsea. They have Chelsea. They might have
I
Brighton.
can see them stumble
They
there.
have-
they
they
have
have runs.
Brighton is gonna beat them. That's another L.
Who's the
That is a good game, but I don't know if it's a. You can say it for
Definitely.
sure.
Yeah, but remember this, Brighton is also fighting to get into Europe.
Yeah.
Then Newcastle, if they won yesterday against Leeds, they would have at least cemented a third spot area.
Yeah.
They drew. United won today. Now it's equal points. Liverpool's gonna
It's
win
behind
next
yeah.
week. They're gonna pull those points back up. If Newcastle do as much as draw the next 3 games, which are the last 3 games of the season, they
And
don't
that's
even
being
have
positive.
to lose.
That's
being
being
positive, exactly.
There's an
With their
L. I
form,
can smell it.
Oish,
Can you smell it?
they're done, man.
Nah,
L
fellas, for
coming.
me,
They're done.
they
man.
make top 4, and I will stand by that. And if
Alright.
they don't, I guess I will die by that. But I think they'll make it.
Good
I
for
believe. I believe in the project.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, I have a bet in mind, but
I
no,
have a
it's
bet.
too tough.
Literally, we could, but let's go on quick. Chelsea versus Nottingham. Sterling scores a brace,
Oish.
but then Forrest comes back. Or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't Forrest up first. Forrest scored first.
Yeah,
Sterling
first
in the
was
game, yeah.
first. Yeah.
Sterling saved them.
Yes,
Oh, for real?
actually,
It
it
was
was
a
a comeback.
comeback?
Sterling
Yeah.
saved them.
It reminded me of how good Sterling actually is.
Yeah.
You remember him at Man City?
He
We
was
sucked
good.
that all
He
of the
had
life
nice
out of
little
him.
tap-ins.
Yeah,
And then
but
sent him also.
no,
He
the
had
second
nice
goal.
little tap-ins.
Oh, in City, yeah. But he also put himself in positions.
It's
though.
yeah, that's
That
why he
what-
had to be there. He
That's
had
what
to be
Sterling
there.
had
Yeah.
over Grealish when Grealish first came to City. That positioning in the box, being able to be hungry.
And that
to
cuts
get
in,
there.
bro. Like he's goaded for that.
Yeah.
That he did it.
So I'm just not
was
as
good for
impressed as Sterling
That's the
lately.
thing.
But
Fair.
We were talking. I was talking to a buddy about it after the game, and we were like, honestly, next season, and we'll talk about their manager coming in, but with a good manager, actually feeding into Sterling's confidence, the way he's playing towards the end of the season, last couple games, he had a couple goals and an assist or something.
yeah.
He can take that into next season even, and build from
It's
there.
going to be important what formation the coach
The coach
plays
plays,
because it's weird with Sterling. For me, I don't think he's a forward. I've seen him
not,
being played like as a number 9 or
Yeah.
like a striker. He's not a striker. He used to be a winger at Liverpool. That was way back. But now he's more like, I don't even know exactly.
Inside forward.
Like inside forward or so.
Yeah.
So like if the coach is flexible enough to have that position, because this past couple of managers in Chelsea have played him in some of the awkward,
Weirdest
They played
yeah,
him,
pretty
yeah.
awkward position. I'm like, what is he doing
pretty
at right
simple,
wing
dude.
back?
Yeah, it's this.
Right wing back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's played it there a couple
He has
times.
a defender in him.
No, that's the stupid thing with, and I don't get me wrong. I like coaches that play the 3-5-2, but the stupid thing is you gotta see the strengths of your team.
Yeah.
Tuchel, with the new signings, still stuck with this 3-5-2 for a fair amount. It wasn't fitting the team. Potter came in, and what did he want to do too? 3-5-2. It was not fitting the team. But then now you're putting players like Sterling in weird positions. Pulisic at some point was playing right wing
He
back.
was.
You know, you're putting players that
Pulisic.
can't play that. Yeah, Cucurella was playing left center back. Like you're putting players that don't have the things in their
really bad
tools in
out
their
there
locker.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I just feel like Polish. I haven't seen him out in the field.
Mandem is injured still. Isn't
Yes.
It
Yeah,
doesn't
he's always
matter.
injured.
I've always said, like, at best, Pulisic is mid. And for me, what exposed it was the World Cup.
Yeah.
He was the US boy, the golden boy, everything went
America.
through him. And he just holds, he just tries to dribble too much, holds onto the ball too much, and his dribbles are not that successful. He has a shot and he
He
can
has a
play,
shot, yeah.
but not as a Chelsea staple 10.
Yeah.
I can see him in like maybe Leeds or something doing
That's
that,
the
but
thing, if he goes to
not
a
big
team like
teams.
that.
If he had went one that the coach, the
Bielsa?
American coach.
Yeah.
No, the American
Oh,
coach.
yeah, with what's his face?
So-
the one that likes his American boys, Burton, Tyler Adams, and
Yeah,
McKenzie,
what's his name? I
and
forgot his
Erickson. Jesse March.
This much,
Yeah.
yeah.
It'd have been nice.
All right, fellas, let's move on. Today was a big day for Barcelona. They won, I think, the 27th La Liga title.
I'm gonna challenge you as a Madrid fan, clap for them.
Come on,
Clap for them.
I've already made
Clap
this big
for them.
announcement.
While singing
Clap
their
for them.
anthem.
Clap for them.
Nah, I mean, we as Madrid, we let them have a little
Oh,
something.
Yeah.
We gotta let them have a little slice of the cake.
How often do
So-
you win the La Liga?
That's what I'm saying. We gotta let them have a little slice of the cake.
Nah, you don't win it often. What you mean, a little slice of
I'm
the
pretty
cake?
sure if you look at the stats, we have more La Liga wins than
Yeah, like
Barcelona.
freaking what's his name, Moreno's days or something. Golly, bro.
But I mean, yeah, it was a decent season. They brought in Lewandowski, and I'm happy for Xavi or whatever.
Yeah,
But
he needed that.
Yeah, I don't care enough to be honest. But I mean, kudos on them. And
Yeah.
now Real Madrid have to
Pull up next week.
strengthen their hand in the UCL because
the UCL, I mean, we're going
you
to
also
fine.
don't have Camavinga right now.
No, hey.
He picked up a little knock, innit?
He did pick up a little knock. He looked pretty nasty, but it was frustrating from the coach. You know you have a big tie against City. Why
you
play
playing?
your best player or one of your best players in the team?
Wow, man,
All right now, he's saying
Best
Camavinga is
player!
the best player. He's coming up, and with more consistency, I can see him go there.
He's
I didn't
not
give
the
him
best
any
player.
time
That
again.
is like an overstatement.
Fair enough.
But he's like, if you had seen like Madrid Twitter, like after the
Going
injury,
crazy,
we were
yeah.
like really terrified. I'm like, we're missing a very important
Yes,
piece,
for Madrid right now.
key
Yeah.
to the, you
Yes.
know. So hopefully he can get back up. They said it was not a serious injury.
Okay.
So
Because you might need him
stretch
for
it
City,
out.
you know?
We need him for City, even if he comes in as a sub. You know.
Yeah.
Speaking of City, fellas, let's talk about this coming up game.
Real City.
1-1.
1-1.
Going to Etihad we after a brilliant tie, I watched the game again actually yesterday.
Again?
Yeah.
Man, it was a beautiful
This man
game.
was watching.
No, literally, I was like, the only thing that could have made it better is if I was low, like maybe high or something. But I
That's not you.
That's
I wasn't though, but I was like, I have to watch this again. This was just a masterclass of
He
football.
was.
You know what I mean?
was.
But yeah, let's talk about the next tie. What do you think? The next game?
My heart is telling me that at the Etihad, 3-0, City wins.
3-0.
3-0.
Against
City
Madrid.
wins.
0.
I did not stutter.
Aye.
Three
Confidence in this man there.
At Etihad, Man City wins.
Alright.
That's all I have to say about that.
Talk to me.
We're talking desire or
The
actual
hunger
prediction?
to get actually
'Cause-
both. Talk about everything.
Prediction, I think it'll end up 2-1. I think Real Madrid is going to win 2-1
Ooh.
at Etihad.
Okay. Take
Because
that.
there is openings in your defense that they've unlocked with Vinny.
Yeah, I'm not going in saying that they could miss chances maybe, or they could not even get chances depending on the possession as much. But I'm going there saying that our attackers will do damage because their defense I don't think is all that even.
Oh, I think there will be damage. And I mean, what we're talking about is pre-shoot. If Camavinga doesn't make it to the game, you got a situation where you can play Rudiger and Militao and just freaking physically dominate and annoy Haaland throughout the game. Let the rest of the guys take care of the rest of the guys. Because it's not like you're playing Bournemouth with City. You're playing Real Madrid. You got a quality squad. You can go 1v1 for the rest of the guys and focus on getting Haaland out of the game. Desire, I want City to win. Here's why. I
A
want
United fan wants
no,
City to win.
Hear me out.
That's
This is a
crazy.
little bit more evil, for lack of better term, than I can
That's
think
true.
of. I want City to win, go to the final against one of
And
those
then
Milan
lose it.
teams, and lose terribly in that final.
Bro.
All right, yo,
Be
I'll
for
be so
real,
excited.
bro. Be for real, because
If
the way
Inter
it's-
goes through, there's no way
Yeah, the
that
way
Man City
it's,
is gonna lose to Inter Milan.
Yeah, it's not realistic, but
yeah,
it's
it's
desire. That's why I
understandable.
asked, do you want desire or do you want realistic? Because
Yeah,
realistic,
the way
I
it's set
want
up,
Madrid
it's
out.
like the City versus Real Madrid game is like the Champions League final.
It
It
is,
is,
honestly, right
yeah.
now.
You know?
Whoever wins that game is most likely
Cream of the
winning the
crop.
champs. So ideally, Real 2-1.
Yeah.
Done.
I think it's gonna be a very interesting game. It's gonna open up second half because something's gotta
So you
happen.
have to
Yeah.
body the game.
It's
I don't
gotta
see it go to
happen.
penalties.
Yeah, so I think I predicted a high scoring game in the last game and we didn't get that. But I think this time we're gonna get a high scoring game. 3-2 to Madrid.
I can see that. The thing that's still doing me is, man, them said Madrid won't score a goal.
That is wild.
Have you not
isn't
looked
it?
at the Champions League? in
I'm still
years?
going to say it because the one goal that they got at home was earned outside of the box. And they didn't have a lot of chances like the tap-ins as usually they do.
But remember,
I'm
we were
saying what I'm
talking
saying and I'm
about-
not stuttering.
Well,
3-0.
variety of goals
Man
at
City.
Madrid.
Yeah.
It's like it can come from anywhere.
And that's literally, I was
That's
about to
so
say,
silly.
bro, if Nacho plays that game, Nacho could get a goal.
Literally.
It doesn't matter who's on the field. As long as they have a Madrid jersey on, they're scoring.
So yeah,
It's gonna be a
it's
goal
gonna,
from someone.
it's gonna be real interesting. But there's some of these funny things I've been seeing about CD actually is the whole embrace of who's this guy now? Yaya Toure. They're like really trying.
Like, take away that and curse the month, bro.
It's your birthday, happy birthday, Toure. We love you so much.
Because we understand how strong
That's
the
so
curse
down bad
is.
of
African
y'all.
juju,
See,
bro.
Man
That's so
City
down bad,
is not
bro.
like PSG where like they do try to win, but like we're not convinced about where they go. City has been to the final, has been to the semi, has been to the quarter. I feel like now the missing thing is completing the story.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna happen. Yes, I mean obviously the whole juju thing is interesting. Like I would not have gone as far as wishing a guy that we were racist towards a happy birthday, but
Bro,
yeah, I mean
there's
Toure-
literally this compilation of like the
People,
CD,
yeah.
all this
like
and that.
yeah, but I mean it's been
It
uplifted.
could work.
Didn't they? I think didn't his agent come out and say something about like the curse is no longer on City or
Yes.
something like that? Yeah.
Stop that.
So
bro.
maybe they've sweetened them enough to pay the witch doctor to change the. Because I
We'll
mean,
see.
yo, I don't know about South Africa, but Western Africa, mine of them is Ivorian. Western Africa, the
Listen.
juju there is different.
I feel like Southern Africa has its own, but I'm pretty fearful
I'm
of
aware,
Western.
yeah. I'm very aware. And you know, like, yeah, we believe in what we believe in, whatever, but I don't know. I see something changing after that.
Okay.
Man, so we'll see.
We'll see.
Yep.
Alright, let's do a quick prediction of the Milan versus Inter game.
Oish.
Inter won 2-0.
You know. But in all fairness, when the game started, I thought Inter was going to, because first 15 minutes 2-0, like the 17th minute, I think I forget who struck the bar. Chanaloglu had a beautiful shot, could have been 3-0.
Yep.
But then after that, Milan started getting in the game and they started dying out. Not saying Milan threatened them. I don't think Milan really had a threat, but they started getting in the game. I think this home game, well, they're still in the same home, but this game, the return, like, if Leao was fit, that's a problem they have to handle.
Absolutely.
And then now you have Giroud doing his regular stuff. Because Giroud plays well when there's someone who everyone's focusing on, that he can just...
And he's not the main
He's
guy.
not the main guy. He
Yeah.
can go score goals. So I think maybe we might see a 2-1 game and Inter still go through. But it will be a much better game this time.
Alright. You have a score in mind?
I think Inter's going through. I can see another 2-0 again.
Away, clean sweep.
Yeah, Milan have a struggle, especially is the guy back, the one with the dreads, the attacker.
Rafael Leao?
Yeah.
He's
back.
yeah.
There's a good chance.
I think
a very good chance.
relying on Giroud alone to save you is
It's
not
not
enough.
enough, yeah.
So it may be if he comes back, but still I feel like Inter's going through. I want Inter to go through.
Because you want the easy win if you
Yes.
go through.
AC cannot finish. Inter Milan cannot finish a game. Dude,
That's
they
true.
can't defend, but they're good at scoring.
Yeah.
So I'm betting on whoever is in there. I don't want someone who's gonna park the bus and score one goal. They could beat us that way. And City gets frustrated second half if there's nothing.
I feel like it's if City goes through, it's still going to be a challenging tie because, like I said again, these two teams have a European like pedigree. They've been
That's
there,
true.
the
They've been there
history.
before.
I'm not worried about history. You're correct. I'm worried about the desire at this point. That like in the final, the pep talks and everything could. But the history, no, I'm not worried about that.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, the history ain't going to do that much. Because I'm thinking about the states of both teams now. With a team like Bayern or even, let's say, Real, the history follows them because they stay consistent with their history.
Yeah.
With the Milan teams, they've been in and out with their history.
And you gotta remember who
Rebuilding
was
phases,
there.
right?
Yeah, who was there in their history? They had some giants, bro, some names. Right now, we're trusting on Giroud and Leao.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? You know what I mean?
Let's move on, fellas.
Echo, that we sacked and gave it to you.
Okay, y'all need to give Dzeko a little bit more credit.
No, he's
Well,
good,
okay.
bro, but it just was never good enough for Man City because Aguero was
He
better.
held it up. Didn't he hold up the fort for a second?
Yeah, but this is the
He
thing.
wasn't a starter like that.
People forget, even that great Aguero moment, 2012, you know how you get the opportunity for that? Dzeko scores from the corner to make it 2-2, right? People always forget, Dzeko always plays second fiddle for every big player he's under.
True.
But he's easily one of the most underrated strikers of our period.
I agree with you. I think he was good, just maybe the wrong timing at City because
Yeah.
there were other giants that
It's
were
like-
doing better.
What's his
You know what I
face?
mean?
Alvarez at City right now.
Yes,
Haaland,
you know what I mean? He's good,
gonna be
but
second fiddle.
the guy that's
The guy is an animal.
So that's that.
Alright, I think let's move on to off-topic discussions real quick before we run out of time here. Pochettino is going to be the new Chelsea manager. How are we feeling about that?
It's low. I don't know how I feel honestly, because Pochettino is an arm around your shoulder kind of manager,
Okay.
and I feel like Chelsea have had that the last two managers, and nothing has happened.
So, what I was hearing about, I was listening to Gary Neville actually on the way here. He's talking about like Pochettino. He's done the job at Southampton, Tottenham. So and he's done it in the Premier League, right? That means like he has the know-how with PSG of working with stars. You know what I mean? So he does have a little bit of that knowledge, and he might come this team and bring a bit of order. And they like even with the management, like, hey guys, let me as a manager take out the team. You guys take off all this other stuff because that's one of the problems that's been going on with Chelsea.
I hope this does not put me in trouble for saying this, but someone is, or for some reason, Gary Neville has too much of an infatuation with Pochettino.
He does.
Because even when United were trying to step between Ten Hag and Pochettino, for a while, everybody who had common sense was saying, Ten Hag. And what was he saying? No, Poch.
But how bad could you guys have been with Poch?
Poch is improving. You're bringing him into a team that needs to win stuff.
Yeah.
With United, with Chelsea. With Tottenham, they didn't need to win crap. They're already known as bottlers. With what's the other team?
Took
Southampton.
Tottenham to the Champions League final.
Yeah, no, that's impressive. Don't get me wrong, but what the Poch say after that? That was basically the best achievement he felt he could have done with Tottenham.
Yeah.
Fair.
Right? And if the manager has shown it, then you get a better opportunity with PSG with better players and a chance to actually do that. And then you choke. And you even lose the league. They didn't lose Ligue 1.
But he must have won it once.
He won the league once,
Yeah.
but he lost it last year. That's why they sacked him. So you're talking about a manager that has literally not proven that he can win you trophies. Why would you hire him?
I think it's
That's my problem.
he's gonna have a preseason, right?
Yeah,
and he's
he
gonna
will have
have his like maybe the players he wants or work like offload some of the players he doesn't want.
Yeah.
So I think it could be more of like a long-term project.
That's
Give him a
possible.
year or two, and he could do something.
Yeah.
But do
And
they
he's-
have that patience though? Because
That's-
we know
it's
Chelsea,
Chelsea, bro.
sack the frick out of coaches.
I just think if he has that preseason, that's gonna be very pivotal to
the
set up exactly what
Hey,
he needs.
Tuchel had a preseason. Chelsea still had 3 managers this season. I'm
But
just saying.
Tuchel's
They
like
made a mistake.
yeah,
with that
Tuchel
guy.
wasn't mainly like performance. It was kind of like problems
No,
with
just like,
management.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Alright, moving on to United. It seems there's a takeover talks. One time it's the Ara. Is it Ara? Qatari money. One time it's Jim.
Oh,
Who's going on? Who's taking over?
From what we know from this week, Sky's News, so business outlet, not the sports outlet,
Yeah.
came out saying that there was an agreement between Sir Jim and Ineos and the Glazers.
Okay.
The agreement is that the Glazers get to stay for the next 3 years. Ineos buy out 50% of United,
Okay.
leave 20% with the Glazers, and then the rest of the board has the remaining, what's that, 30%? And then over the years, as they build up 1.5 billion, I think that was it, they will use 1.5 billion to buy out the Glazers in the next 3 to 4 years. I think that's BS. Because the Glazers said that we were selling, or we don't want nothing to do with United anymore. And then suddenly they saw the money that people wanted to pay for United, and they went, oh, maybe we stay a little longer and get some more. And I think buying United with debt again, that's what he's doing. It's going to ruin us. I'm sorry. You're killing the club. So I'm not happy about Sir Jim looking like he's winning the race.
Yeah.
But we never know. Something
So
could change.
you're ready to sell out for that Qatari money?
I was ready to sell off with the tire money, bro.
Listen,
You can look at
it
City,
changes
bro.
your word. I know that you know it's easy to be like, oh, City haven't won this and haven't won that, but like you need that money, bro. And it makes a
now.
difference. The EPL, all these trophies that they're collecting, and potentially a UCL, because they've not been performing bad there either.
Yeah.
That's because of you need that.
You need the money.
Come, join the squad.
And the way football is right now, and at least even, and this might be a safe haven for United fans. Even with City's situation, they were a crap team bought out with rich money,
Yeah.
and then became a good team. So we
Yeah.
can even roast them that you don't
It's
have
yeah.
you don't have history. You just made it with your money.
Yeah, no identity.
United already has the history, man.
Oh, okay.
We have the history.
There's a bit of a scapegoat.
Get the money in there now. Let's win some freaking trophies. Fix Old Trafford. The stadium is in terrible
That's
conditions.
true. The stadium
Fix it.
one is
You
very
know, how
important.
is Sir Jim going to do that while he owes Ineos money? He owes the money that the Glazers already still owe, and then he owes the Glazers 1.5 billion to buy them out in 3 years.
Yeah.
That's some stupid BS, you know.
I get it.
Let's,
I
we'll
get
see.
it.
We'll keep in touch. See what's going on
See,
with
yeah.
that. I said let's save up a bit of a discussion for later when we're talking about City.
Uh-huh.
There was a video that you had stitched where the Arsenal fans were talking. They were like, if in the Champions League they could have a better shot of winning the Champions League than the
Oof.
EPL. And I thought about that, and my first instinct was like, these guys are crazy.
Yeah.
Arsenal
But
fans?
yeah,
Yeah.
Arsenal fans are like they have a better shot of winning the Champions League than the
Than
EPL,
winning.
than the Premier League.
Yeah.
My thinking now, okay, it's easy to bash on me like you guys are stupid, you're crazy.
Yeah.
But in the Premier League, you have to play City, you have to beat City in 38 games.
Yes. Yeah, when I sat down, I understood the foundation of what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
That it is always going to be easier for Arsenal to win a tournament, like a
A
little
cup
cup
competition.
tournament, than to win a league where you have to be consistent, especially with the resources they have.
Yeah.
But with that said, if looking at Arsenal, now we're just looking at the team and them even being able to compete at that high level and going to the final of a UCL, you are crazy.
You are, yeah.
So that's what I
And they
learned from that.
still need to show show a lot. Like they
Yeah.
still need to not bottle, or like they need to not crumble under pressure even
Yeah.
to win the Champions League.
100.
Another thing is, if you beat City, if you're trying to win the Champions League, you might have to beat City
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they haven't been able to do that
Yeah.
in forever.
Yeah.
And even, and I hate to bash on Arsenal for this, look at them in Europa. this week,
Sporting
this season.
Dunham.
Sporting Dunham. You are talking about a team that can't beat the big teams in the Premier League. Liverpool, did they win the first game? They won the first game against Liverpool, right?
Yeah.
But then they drew the next game.
Yeah.
They lost one game to United, won the other one. So you're not going to go play Bournemouth in the Champions League. Sure, the Premier League is the most competitive league in the world, but you're going to go play the likes of Real Madrid, Inter Milan,
Napoli.
Benfica. There's going to be small teams that are deadly. Benfica, Porto in the Champions
Napoli,
League.
bro.
Napoli, you said it, and it skipped my head for a second. Napoli, bro. Like, you think they're just going to, like Arsenal fans, they call United fans delusional, but Arsenal fans are more delusional than us.
The more, you see, this year exposed them to me.
To
Like,
be-
I knew
yeah.
that fans are delusional, but like this year, Arsenal, woo,
Like, that's something, you know? How haven't you won Jack squat in so long, and then you suddenly think, oh, yo, we're the best team in the world, bro? Nah.
I really wish they could play Bayern. I wanted them to play Bayern. It's some of their highest peaks this season. I wish they could have played Bayern for real. I think that would have been a good game.
It
I
would have been a
see
good
like
game
the
to watch.
potential for like being destroyed,
Uh-huh.
but I think could have been a good game on the flip side.
Bring back that 10-2 aggregate.
honestly though, that's the thing with Bayern. You gotta come correct when you come in.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, it's either a tight game where you win 3-2,
Yeah.
or it's like 7-0.
Get
Easily
dismantled.
so, yeah. The
Done.
only teams right now that I think have something over Bayern, City, because they just did it.
Correct.
And then Real Madrid. There's
Yeah.
no other team that can go, oh yeah, we can go comfortable or normal way to Bayern. You have to come 100%
Exactly.
every single game against Bayern.
I feel as we're running out of time here. Last discussion, real quick.
Vini
Yes, sir.
v Rashford.
What was laid out for us?
For me, I said the top 3 youngsters. Of course, I'm considering stats because they're important. All right. Not every player is gonna samba and rainbow flick and that, but you just have to be functional at what you're doing. So for me, I said we could have a negotiation about Haaland and Mbappe, but I'm going to say Mbappe on top anyway.
Fair.
But that third, if Vini is there, he can be the third. But I don't think he's like, we can say Vini and Haaland or Vini and Mbappe just yet.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Give him some time.
I think same thing. In the retrospect, obviously, you're not going to call Rashford a youngster.
Correct.
But those top 3, I would go Mbappe first, Haaland. If you want to give
For
Vinny,
discussion.
I think there's a far difference between those two and Vinny. Yes, Vinny's a little bit more entertaining
Yeah.
with how he plays, but come on, it's like, and this is a terrible equivalent because those guys are way ahead. These guys can't lace their boots yet. But remember when it was like Messi, Ronaldo, and then we had a conversation with like Hazard or Neymar or
Yeah.
Bale.
Bale or Ribery at some point. Like when those 4 guys were trying to get into that conversation.